Welcome to the testing world. Previously we have seen what is constructor. Now I'll explain you why we are creating constructor. So if I talk about the definition, constructor are used for initialization. But here we have to understand what do you mean by the initialization. So if I say whatever the task we want to perform at the start of the class, that kind of code I'll put in constructor. So what does it mean? How to justify this? Okay, let me go to the Eclipse. I take an example like we are going for the automation. For doing the automation, we are creating a class. So I'm just saying I have a class with the name TC001. I'm just giving you this example. Later on when we move to the automation, we are going to use constructor on many places. Here you will get basic understanding where to use constructor. Okay, if I create a class and in this class you are going to write three test cases. So let me write like the public void TC001 and I'll write the code for it. In the same way I'm saying public void TC002 and this will be the second test case, public void TC003. That will be the third test case. Now you are going to write test case code in these methods. So as of now I'm just writing the code like, okay, here I'm going to write login logout code. I'm not writing the actual automation code here. I'm just taking example like you will write this kind of code in your different methods. Okay, my first test case is ready. Now I'm going to the second test method, writing the code of second test case. So second test case was registration. Okay, now I'm going to the third method. I'm writing third test case like send email. So when we are going for the automation, somebody given me the task of three test cases. I have created a class. Inside the class, I have designed three methods with different test case code. Okay, now my task is done. Anybody can create object of my class and call these test cases. Okay, let's do that. So I'm creating object of TC001 object is equal to new TC001. I want to execute the test cases that you have written. Now I'm calling here. So it's up to me. I can call any of the test case. Okay, I'm calling TC002. As I execute, I notice here this test case will fail. Okay, why fail? Because in test case 2, you have written the code of registration functionality. But before running the registration functionality, your browser should be started. Put the URL means a prerequisite will be done. Only after that this code will execute. And as of now you have written the code of particular test case only. You did not write the code to start browser, to enter URL. So that's a prerequisite which you did not write. And as I call, it is failed. So I ask you correct it. So what you can do, you can write code for start browser plus you can put URL. I'm taking the assumption, I'm just doing the print statement. When we go for the real-time automation, we will write actual code. So this is just a sample to explain you about the constructor. Okay, that is done. Means if I'm calling your test case method 2, it will start browser and do the task. That is okay. But it is up to me. I don't want to call TC002. I want to call TC003. So again, it will fail because now you are calling another test case. Their browser is not started and URL is not there. Your application is not started. So what you can do, okay, same code you can copy in all these three methods. So now anybody who is going to call any test case, it will just start the browser, put URL, and then rest of the test case will execute. It's working correctly. But if you can understand, in a class we can have 100 test cases. I take an example. So you are repeating the same code, or I'll say you are duplicating the same code 100 times. So if I don't want to duplicate code, what I can do? Okay, one suggestion would be, I'll just create one more method here. Public void start browser application. You can create a separate method and you can write the code here. Now just inform the person whatever the test case you want to call it. But before that, it's mandatory for you to call that method which is starting the browser and putting URL. So like this, okay. But we are giving extra task to the person to call another method. Even that's a mandatory method that must be executed before your test case. But you are giving extra task to the person because person don't know about your code. Okay, you updated me, I'm calling these two method. But now some other person want to do the same task. He is not aware about your method. So explicitly you have to define this to each and every person that first call this method, then you can call any test case. Now, if you notice this code which we have written in this method should be executed at the start of the class. Only after that, user should be able to call any other method. You can see, whenever somebody want to use your class, I always want this code to be executed first. If I check here, constructors are used for the initialization. Whatever the task we want to perform at the start of the class, we'll place them into the constructor. So what we can do, rather than creating a method, I can create a constructor here. So in the constructor, I'll write a code for starting browser and put URL. Now advantage would be when somebody want to call your test case. So first of all, he or she will create object of your class. As object will be created, browser will be started and application will open, because that's a constructor which will be automatically called. Now it's up to you. You can call any method. So I'm calling test case 2 or test case 3 or whatever. So here you can see it is first starting browser, putting URL and then test case. In the same way, okay, if I go for test case 3, again first constructor will execute, then rest of the code. So that is very straightforward to understand. Whatever the code you think should be executed or must be executed at the start of the class. So whenever anybody want to use your class, you want this code should execute. In that case, you will place that code into the constructor. So now user will not have to call your code explicitly. That constructor will execute automatically and rest of the code I can call wherever required. So you can understand constructors are used for initialization. So here I have given one example. It can be many examples. I try to give one more example. I want to fetch data from the database. For that I have written many methods. But you can understand, before fetching the data, you must make the connection with the database. So if we have 10 methods which are fetching the data from the database, before that there should be connection. So that connection code we will place into the constructor, because whenever somebody will create object of your class, connection will be done, then you can call any method, means then you can fetch any data. So I have given some examples, but when we go for the actual automation, you will find many places there you have to use constructor. That's all we have for this session. Thanks for watching this video.